efficiently in a way that we did it very recently. And I believe that people need to see tangible results, which means that if we can organize within a month to come, that let's say during the summer season, we can say people that are coming from open Balkan countries, they can get 5% of discount at our pay tolls, that they can get 5% of discount in some of shopping malls, in some of hotels, restaurants, and everything else. And I believe also that it can be subsidized by the states, and that will also boost people's will and people's energy to connecting and to networking with each other. I really believe that this is one of the greatest ideas in today's Europe, and now I'm 100% certain that no one can stop it. And to tell you the truth, as you know, this is an inclusive process for everybody that wants to join us. And we made this very clear thousands of times. And I'm a bit fed up of repeating that every single time, like we need to excuse everybody for nothing. I don't know why we do it, to tell you the truth. Like we did something wrong, and then we need to apologize to everybody because they are not a part of this initiative. It's up to them. If they want to join us, you're very welcome. But stop apologizing every single time to someone who doesn't want to, at least till today, to joining us. But it's going to be very difficult for many people and for many governments in the region to explaining to their people why they don't join us. And that's something that I see as a clear advantage of this process. And then I believe that all the others will come to us, because this is going to create the real opportunities and the real advantages for each of our countries. Sorry that I took a lot of your time, and I see that Commissioner Varhelyi is waiting for us. And best regards to you, Oliver. Yeah,
Oliver,
thank you, Eddie.
I'm sorry to not have introduced you, but when I was speaking, the EU screen was still frozen. Now you are defreezed, so I'm very thankful that you are participating in this meeting. And right away after Zoran will have his remarks, please come in. And you are followed not just by us, but by many people through the TV screens. So they need to know, does EU support Open Balkans? And if you would say it, this would be a headline. So please, Zoran.
Dear Eddie, dear Alexander, Mr. Commissioner, dear friends, it's a great honor and happiness to be again together. Thank you, Eddie, for hosting us here in Tirana and Elbasan. It's really always in every meeting something new to talk, something to support a new initiative. And first of all, let me express my great satisfaction regarding the latest major steps in the realization of the initiative Open Balkan. Complete congratulations to our teams who really hardly work last months, and we have very visible and huge success. Thank you also to Marko Čadež, who lead the process, to all members of the delegation from the 3 states who really do the excellent job. It's not easier in European Union, but it's also not easy in Balkan, but we really have visible step forward. This will be my last direct participation in the realization of its noble mission that we started and are implementing with the President of Republic of Serbia, Aleksandar Vučić, and the Prime Minister of Republic of Albania, Edi Rama. At the very beginning of this initiative, we emphasized...
Hey, Zoran, that's for now. who knows what is going to happen
Nobody
within the years to come.
At the very beginning of this initiative, we emphasize Open Balkan is an authentic joint process of North Macedonia, Albania and Serbia, but the initiative is open to all countries in the region. From the first meeting for Open Balkan with a new name in Skopje in July and the first signing of the agreements, we have shown that the strong political will can be transformed into rapid operation of our institutions, which undoubtedly shows our capacity as countries to implement it fast, efficient, and advanced reforms. This capacity is exactly that we will demonstrate it in front of the European Union institutions of the path of our European integration. When together with President Vučić and Prime Minister Rama, we drew the outlines of the Open Balkan, we agreed that Albania, Serbia and North Macedonia would not be held hostage to the European Union's failure to unblock our European integration process and its own impasse in which Brussels found itself. That process can be stopped in Brussels, but the Europeization and implementation of European values in North Macedonia, Serbia and Albania have no reason to wait. Open Balkan not only brought us closer as leaders of three neighboring countries, but for me it has a personal value, and that is the great friendship with both of you, my friends. I would like to use this opportunity to convey a message to everyone who are with us today. Preserve and develop the Open Balkan. It is for the good of all our people. We had more than enough division, arguments, and mistrust. Open Balkan is the way forward. It is our aid on the road of the European integration. It is the instrument how we will put the turbulent past of the Balkans behind us and look forward toward a great united future in the large family of European Union. With the agreement what we signed today, we really have a huge success. First agreement of the free access of the labor market mean that the contracting parties shall ensure that the citizens of the other contracting parties have equal access to the labor market of the receiving party in accordance with the agreement and the domestic law. With the Open Balkan ID agreement, the Open Balkan identification number is a way for contracting parties to provide access to their e-government services to citizens of other contracting parties using electronic signature authentication forms of the contracting party to which the citizens using the e-government service belong. And agricultural contract, the agreement enables facilitation of import, transit and export of goods, reduction of border weights, increasing of trade, equalization of standards and quality, close cooperation between institutions, a recognition of the certificates by the three parties, exchange of experience between institutions. In front of us is normally to work forward, like Eddie mentioned it, to the young people, to connect them better in a way of sport, in a way of faculties, in a way of cooperation. Also, tourism. You mentioned it, Eddie, tourism is something what can put us to have a better offer to the rest of the world. Winery and wines here from the Balkans, and the idea of President Vučić to start the fair here in the Balkans to attract all other wineries from the rest of the European continents and to mitigate with our quality wines here and especially culture. Preserve own budget from the three countries who will support the common initiative of the cultural workers to create something authentically from the Open Balkan, from the Western Balkan region, what will show to the rest of the world who we really are. But in this direction, I want to mention it that with me today is our future Prime Minister, my good friend Dimitar Kovacevski. Is present Deputy Minister of Finance in our government, who is completely supportive of the Open Balkan initiatives, because how he mentioned it, that brings only benefit to our Macedonian people and to our citizens in North Macedonia, but also bring benefits to the whole region. I believe very much that this initiative will continue it with very huge and successful successfulness here, and will be, of course, recognized from everybody. I'm grateful also personally that more and more European Union countries and European Union officials recognize this initiative like something what is very important for this part of the European continent, because really we try harder and we show to the rest of the world that the Balkan can work together and, of course, to have visible successes. Thank you.
So now I have to pass the floor to a great friend of the Western Balkans, who is the Commissioner Varhelyi. And when I say great friend, he's not just diplomatic platitude, but it's something I really mean. And it's something based not only in the business as usual work of the Commission, but also in what he personally did to support all the Western Balkan countries going through the pandemic fight, and what he personally did working closely with all of us to make sure that the EU was present by helping our people for the vaccination. And also, he was really, really very helpful in the settlement of the green corridors and so on. Oliver, you are the best friend in Brussels of the 6 of us. So now you can talk to the 3 present and to the 3 missing. Thank you. A glass was broken. So in our tradition, the evil eye got a punch with no possibility to recover. Good news for the Open Balkans. So go on.
Dear Prime Minister Rama, dear President Vučić, dear Prime Minister Zaev, and everybody in the room, and ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's easy to be a friend of the Balkans if you are from there. As you know, I'm from Hungary, so maybe that brings a certain understanding, a closer understanding about the needs of the Balkans and how we could help the Balkan from the European Union to grow much faster, much closer to the European Union. And to be honest, I have always been very positively inclined towards this proposal. First, it was called Mini Schengen. Then we gave it a try within the Berlin process and created the common regional market. But unfortunately, with some elections in the region, this initiative fell apart. And I take this initiative, the Open Balkan, to be a successor or a replacement until the time we have everybody around the table. And the other very important conclusion I drew from the very fact that you continue to push for this initiative is that the region wants to be as one. And the region wants to be as one in terms of economy, in terms of society, and the region wants to be as we are in the European Union amongst yourselves. And to be honest, I'm also admiring the fact how strongly you feel about this. Because this is, first of all, was an initiative coming from the Balkans. It has never been the European Union who came forward with this proposal. It came from you, the 3 the three actors who I see around the table here today as well. And you continued to push even after we have failed to attract the participation of all Western Balkan partners. Because you realize the importance of the regional integration, and in particular, the way in which it is capable of changing the lives of your people, and the way in which it can accelerate the economic integration with the European Union. We think that this is the best message the region can bring, that it is not only ready for regional cooperation, but it is doing regional cooperation, and it is not waiting until supporter of the Open Balkan Initiative. And you have seen also that with the enlargement conclusions adopted, we have also made a very clear message to the region. We think that on the basis of EU rules and values, any regional cooperation is not only welcome, but it is for the benefit of the both of us, meaning it is for the benefit of the Balkans, but it is also for the benefit of the European Union. Of course, ideal would be to find a way back to the common regional market, but I understand you want to go ahead until that happens. My plea to you would be to keep that cooperation open, something I have heard from all three of you. And let me take the opportunity here and now to invite the other three partners back into this regional cooperation. Because it not only expands opportunities for businesses and benefits consumers and provides additional employment, it can change the realities on the ground. And the realities are on the ground are very grim. And there is one figure I continue to quote you on, Prime Minister Rama, is that only through making the common regional market happen, the Balkan could add 1/3 of its GDP to the existing one. So 1/3 of GDP growth is within reach just by doing the common regional market. The second third of the GDP growth, or even more, could be achieved through the very essential complement, the economic and investment plan, something that the European Union has put on the table. But that plan is also based on the existence of a common regional market or a regional integration. Because there is no point connecting all the capitals with highways and railways if the trucks and trains would have to stop at every single border. There is no point creating an investors' climate if you don't recognize each other's diplomas and certificates. There is no point creating an investors' climate through the economic and investment plan and create major investment opportunities if red tape contradicts the free flow of services, the right of establishment, or the free movement of capital. You have seen during the COVID crisis what difference the Green Lane can make. And I think that this is something to build on. I'm very happy that you at least, the three of you, go ahead. I do hope that the other three will also join you very quickly, because without it, the economic and investment plan will not be able to provide all the benefits and the boost it was meant to bring to the region. We are investing and offering an investment of at least 1/3 of the GDP of the entire region. But this will only work if we have everybody participating. So I also welcome the fact that you're working with our partners in the CEFTA, in the common regional institutions that we have developed together. And therefore, I think it is very important to show to the world that when you engage, you also mean what you say and you deliver. And we are ready to help you to deliver fast, also to prove to the world that where regional cooperation works, the economic and investment plan will deliver much more than where it doesn't. So with this, I would like to conclude. Maybe one footnote to the comment made by Prime Minister Zaev. I understand his frustration, but don't forget that we have made progress in the enlargement process this year. We have opened clusters with Serbia. We had 2 IGCs of the new methodology with Montenegro. But I don't hide the fact, and I don't hide also my grief about the fact that we still haven't had the first IGC with Albania and North Macedonia. And we have to have that very quickly. The first sign which we should look at is that we have clear commitment on the EU side to make it happen, also confirmed in this year's enlargement conclusions adopted by the Council by unanimity. So I think that this should be taken very seriously, and now it is time to make it happen and to bring all the agreements on the table that we need to do that. So with this, I do thank you very much. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, let me wish you a very Merry Christmas and, of course, a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you wholeheartedly, Commissioner. I don't know if you are aware, you touched a very soft spot by saying that you are from the Balkan, being Hungarian. So let me elaborate that Open Balkan may include Greece, Hungary, and Croatia, and Slovenia, even Turkey. So Bulgaria and Romania, I don't know why they are reluctant to join now, but as a matter of fact, you know, all these countries and people try to get rid of the name Balkan, and now they are all thinking that it's becoming attractive. It will be more and more attractive, I'm sure. And in the same time, yes, we are fully aware of some reluctance in some chancelleries, but by having United States administration full support of the Open Balkan, by having some important EU member states full support, namely Netherlands or France and others, by having your full support in Brussels, we reiterate that it's up to the proof how inclusive this initiative is. It's not up to our words, because we have said and repeated in any occasion, this table is open for the 6 members of the Western Balkan community, and it's up to the 3 others to just come and join. So we are here, we'll keep going, and we are not willing to stagnate and to hide the stagnation behind the rhetorics about Berlin process, about the common regional market, because Open Balkan is the project implementation unit of both Berlin process and common regional market. So who wants the Berlin process to go further should be in the Open Balkan. Who really wants a common regional market should be in the Open Balkan. The Open Balkan is about doing things, and the agreements we are signing today are speaking by themselves. So having, for example, a common electronic system for all the citizens of the Open Balkans which will be provided code and electronic signature to have all type of interactions for their the place they want to stay, the place they want to work, the place they want to invest. It is the common regional market and beyond. And having online procedure with very, very limited documents already to access freely the markets of the open Balkan countries speaks by itself. And I'm not going to repeat all the agreements, but giving to our people that are in the agricultural sector or that are dealing with livestock the right to export and import within this region. It's a huge, huge thing for them because we are all aware that we cannot export meat in the European Union, for example. And the meat industry is suffering a lot from the isolation. So opening a new market, it's huge for them, as it's huge for all the farmers and the exporters of agricultural production to not have anymore to deal with different laboratories, different authorizations, different weightings, unifying the timing in the customs. You know, one of the things people told us while we approached them from different sectors in all the countries we represent was how to survive the stress from having different time of work of customs. So having unified time work of customs, allowing 24/7 access to customs. What is it if not common regional market? So I'm gonna stop here because my conviction is that all of them who oppose the open Balkan, they know it all. It's not rocket science. And when they say we don't want open Balkan, we want Berlin process, and we want common regional market, frankly, they want other things. Because if they want common regional market and Berlin process, they should run and come and sit in this table. But if they are looking for other things, there are other tables, there are other spaces. This space is about reality of the life of our citizens. Thank you, Commissioner. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year to you, your family, everyone you care, and of course, your small country and your big federation of countries, Hungary and European Union. And by this, I am gonna call the conclusion of this televised part, and we are gonna continue with the inner discussions around the table with our distinguished guests and our team members. Qytetarëve të treja vendeve për të pasur akses përshëndetje. Në të parë dua t'ju uroj mirëseardhjen gazetarëve nga Maqedonia e Veriut dhe Serbia dhe t'i falenderoj të gjithë së bashku edhe gazetarët tanë për kohën që i kushtuan kësaj dite intensive dhe për durimin në pritje të kësaj konferencës shtypi. Më vjen shumë mirë të informoj sot publikun se kemi nënshkruar një sër marrëveshjesh që janë finalizimi i një pune të përbashkët intensive dhe që si jo gjithmonë për vetë natyrën e marrëveshjeve, këto marrëveshje të firmosura sot janë një realitet i prekshëm nesër, dhe jo nesër në të ardhmen, por nesër me hyrjen e vitit të ri për t'ju dhënë mundësi gjithë qytetarëve që duan të marrin shërbime të caktuara, duke filluar që nga aplikimet për t'u regjistruar si të pranishëm në vendin tjetër apo për lejen e punës e me radhë, që ta bëjnë këtë pa lëvizur nga telefonit dhe kompjuterit më të afërt. Dhe marrëveshjet në blok fund rrugën të gjithë atyre që prej vitesh ndërveprojnë mes këtyre vendeve si prodhues, si eksportues, si importues produktesh dhe që kanë një histori të vështirë, pritjesh, radhash, verifikimesh, riverifikimesh e kështu me radhë, duke bërë të mundur që nga janë
si këte organi, znači ovi jednostavno da možат kamionite da ги минуваат границите помеѓу овие држави и царинските точки без да имаат потреба да без долго да чекаат и да се да не мора три пати истите документи да ги бараат или вадат кои што се поврзани со увозно-извозни декларации и на земјоделски производи или транспорт на стоки низ трите држави. Исто така е важно да нагласам дека спогодбата, овие спогодби ни овозможуваат за прв пат да на почетокот да имаме можност за отварање на трговијата помеѓу трите држави за жива стока, помеѓу на основа на реципроцитет и да имаме соодветни компетентни тела во трите држави кои што ќе овозможат работење како едно тело во врска со трговијата на овие видови стока и ова се чекори кои што ги преземаме во областа на сточарството и земјоделството, затоа што тие во ниедно од нашите земји не можеме тоа да го направиме во правец кон Европската Унија или да продаваме, да речеме, месо, така да производителите во нашите држави се многу заинтересирани за наоѓање на нови пазари и за негување на постоечките. И сите овие состојби се односно спогодби што ги подпишавме одат во правец на подобрување на пристап до пазарите на Европската Унија врз основа на истите потреби што ги имаат земјоделците таму и тука. Така што тие се засновани исто така и на регионалната односно регионалниот единствен пазар врз основа на тоа што пазарот го нуди и да се користи во правец на отворен Балкан за да се поттикне соработката. Јас нагласувам дека спогодбите што ги подпишавме денеска се опиплив резултат и на она што е многу едноставно, дека отворен Балкан представува иницијатива што не води напред и се што се дискутираше низ Берлинскиот процес, се што беше спогодено и договорено долж овој процес конечно, а не беше испорачено, да конечно еве му се дојде и редот да се направи отворениот Балкан, наистина е единица за спроведување на проектот од Берлинскиот процес и единица за испорачување на резултати на заедничкиот пазар. Тоа е затоа што ние ја здруживме оваа иницијатива и затоа ние од првиот ден објавивме дека ова е all-inclusive иницијатива што ги вклучува сите и затоа во сите случаи ние никогаш не испуштивме да ги поканиме и другите три држави во регионот за корист на секоја од нив и за корист на граѓаните на овие држави, на секоја од овие 6 учесници или држави кои што се дел од Западниот Балкан во овој процес и во овој проект за подобрување на општествата и економиите на државите од Западен Балкан. Освен тоа, денеска би сакал да укажам на тоа дека стана јасно дека директно произлегува од процесот и од комисарот за проширување. Чувме денеска исто така дека Европската комисија од своја страна целосно застана зад проектот Западен Балкан, односно Отворен Балкан, и ги повика другите три држави да се приклучат во истиот и ако забележавте, комесарот нагласи со жалење дека имаше неуспех во процесот на приширување на заедничкиот пазар и дека тоа е изграден врз основа на консензус. Тоа е причината зошто оваа иницијатива ја покренуваме овде, затоа што сакаме да воспоставиме можност на земите од Западен Балкан да одберат брзината со која што тие ќе сакаат да се приближуваат кон интеграциите. Ние на најбрз можен начин сакаме да се придвижиме кон правец кон ЕУ и да ги споделиме искуството од Берлинскиот процес, дека овој прогрес колку што е можно побрзо само може да се овозможи, да се реализира ако имаме доверба и ако ја преземеме судбината на регионот во наши раце. И вклучително и забелешките кои произлегува и акцентираа дека оваа иницијатива и добива значаен облик и произведува резултати, генерира резултати за граѓаните. И заради тоа поддршката за оваа иницијатива од администрацијата на САД, дали е тоа од Европската комисија или од другите земји од ЕУ, ќе продолжи да се зголемува како резултат на иницијативите што беа јасно преземени. Имено да се направи нашиот регион простор каде што граѓаните ќе уживаат целосна слобода, целосните слободи на Европската унија, придвижувањето на стоки, услуги и луѓе без граници. Одлучивме да се собереме уште еднаш на крајот на февруари на едната година во Северна Македонија за да можеме да го туркаме процесот натаму. Исто така одлучивме дека следејќи ги отстранувањето на сите нетарифни бариери кои што ги напомнав како што се оние за нашиот увоз и извоз, можеме директно да придонесеме кон продолжување на стоките и добрата и услугите во нашиот регион. Така да целта на регионот на Балканот е да нема граници, значи секој да може да се движи слободно, секој кој што сака да својата стока, своите добра, капитал го пренесе слободно, да може тоа да го прави, и секој кој што сака своите услуги слободно да ги придвижува помеѓу државите. Тоа е нешто како резиме на се она што го имавме како интензивна работа во последниве денови, и сега ќе го препуштам зборот на председателот на Република Србија господин Александар Вучич и потоа председателот на Северна Македонија господин Зоран Заев. Почитуван премиер на Албанија, почитуван премиер на Северна Македонија, мој пријател господин Заев. Би сакал да ви заблагодарам на вашето гостопримство во Албанија и во Тирана и во Елбасан. Сакам да кажам дека сум многу среќен заради спогодбата што ја потпишавме. Тоа е нешто на кое што работевме 2 години, нешто за кое што говоревме, а никако не успеавме да ги договориме сите детали заради бирократските процедури и милионите проблеми кои што настанува заради одлучноста нашите тимови или луѓе. Успеавме нештата да ги придвижиме од мртва точка и важни нешта да направиме што корист сите обични луѓе. Голема Србија. Иницијатива за голема Албанија. Така да овде не станува збор за Велика Албанија или Велика Србија или било каква Македонија, туку овде станува збор за Врњачка бања, Ниш, Нови Сад. Како вие можете да привлечете луѓе од целата Србија да дојдат по прекрасната брег на Албанија или убавите фантастични езера во Македонија? Значи се работи